marking in this his 108th world title bout, Joe Cortez. Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from and representing Los Chorrillos, Panama. He weighed in at a trim and ready 159 pounds with a record of 101 wins, 13 losses. He has 70 wins coming by way of knockout, and tonight is making his 22nd appearance in a world title bout. Here is, ladies and gentlemen, boxing's legendary five-time world champion, known as Hands of Stone, introducing one of boxing's all-time greats, Roberto Manos de Piedra Duran. And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trunks with white trim, hailing from Lincoln Park, Maryland. He weighed in at the middleweight limit of 160 pounds even. His record, 25 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. In his second reign as world champion, he is making the 4th defense of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBA middleweight champion of the world, introducing William Juppy. Once again, our referee in charge is Joe Cortez, now to give instructions, 12 rounds of action scheduled.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Ya vi las reglas en el camerino. I expect a good, clean fight. Una pelea limpia. Give me good sportsmanlike conduct. Keep your punches up. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Okay, baby.
All right, we're getting set for the WBA Middleweight Championship. The final words from Joe Cortez. William Juppy generally starts out fast and comes straight in. He can box or brawl, but chooses not to slug. His speed and movement could be Duran's undoing. Guy's been fighting longer than Juppy's been alive. How many can equal his longevity and accomplishments? The bell sounds for round 1, and here we go. Juppy told us this may not be his toughest test, but it's his most important fight, obviously against a celebrity like Roberto Duran. Juppy said he will try to go inside, hoping, of course, to know when to get out. He'll try to give Duran lots of angles, look to tire Duran out, brawl with him. If he gets to the later rounds, that's the time to get brave. But he wants to end this with a KO. There's Juppy in the blue trunks.
Duran started out right to the body, a la the old school fighters. Work that body, kill that body, the head will die. Juppy's going to try and stay outside box smart. He referred to the second rematch with Sugar and Lenderberg and Monsters, just on the outside, frustrating Duran. That's what he said he wants to do. But at the same time, he wants to take him out, so he can't do both.
I think once he sees the opening, he's going to press on the pedal. He's going to go all the way down and get this guy out every he can. There you go.
Good combination to the head by William Juppy. A straight right to the head by Juppy.
He hurt Duran pretty good with that. That's the same right hand that Hearns hit him with, and Duran answers back with a right hand of his own.
This Roberto Duran has basically been a one-and-done type fighter. Not that many combinations or sustained flurries. He's been off balance a lot. Big difference in the way he fights these days.
Well, he has no balance anymore. He hasn't got recoupable power. He's got to land that one punch and hope that the other guy doesn't hit him in return.
Juppy's straight right hand is going to be key here tonight, fellas. He landed the first two far too easy. Duran's going to have to adjust.
And he's too fast. You see those 2-3 punches, and he landed.
Juppy with uppercuts to the head, very confident. Stepping right in from the start against Duran.
He's doing a job with that right hand. Doing a job.
There's a straight right by William Juppy that connected.
You know, unfortunately, I know it all too well when the mind says one thing, look out for that punch, and the body just can't get out of the way, and you're all of a sudden eating leather. You can just go to the well so many times, Steve, and I just can't believe that at this level, with fighters that fight as well as William Joppy and Duran could really be competitive.
He's getting killed with an uppercut inside, Bobby. While you were talking, he got hit about 3 uppercuts, which lifted his head. He can't keep that up. You can't take those uppercuts and not feel them. He's getting hit by a lot of shots, is Duran.
Besides just his age, he's gone up and blown up in weight over 200 pounds. Many times up and down, up and down. He does serious damage and strain to the system every time he does that.
A punishing first round. Face of Roberto Duran being pummeled here by Joppy.
Joppy absolutely established himself. Great deal of speed and assurance. He is taking Roberto Duran apart.
Combination of the head by Joppy just before the bell.
Breathe, breathe. Breathe, breathe.
Intentando robar la cama del hombre.
He's trying to steal your thunder. You got to go first. As soon as he throws that body shot, go on top of the right hand. You must go first with the right hand. But let's take, on the other side, let's take what Joppy is doing to him in combinations. The left hook, the right hand, and all of a sudden, this Duran is becoming a picnic table for him. He's just eating his lunch.
Duran sucking wind while Joppy has been standing for a while, very eager to get back into it. Duran was basically defenseless in that first round, and it continues here into round 2.
You know, the reaction time for Duran, you can see it's just not there. You can see him thinking, you can see him wanting to try things, but before he starts to make the move, Joppy's already compromised him. You know, it's really sad to watch.
You know, and the thing is that Duran is so tough. In New York, when we did an interview before this fight the last time, it was canceled, I said, don't you understand you could get killed in the ring? And he said to me, actually said to me, I'd rather die in a ring than die in a hospital. I've lived my whole life in the ring. And I said, don't say that. Please don't say that.
You know, it's a warrior's mentality to think that way, but it's just not that smart.
And it's not that smart of us to let him do that either.
Originally, this fight was set for Madison Square Garden June 6 underneath Holyfield Acton One Day, which had to be canceled the day before the fight. When Acton One Day was diagnosed with hepatitis B. Problems continue for Duran.
And they're not small ones, and there are multiple problems because Joppy is punching in bunches.
Those right uppercuts doing damage by Joppy to the face of Duran. Again.
It's still not the best place for Joppy to be, even though he's effective because of the hand speed, the strength, and the youth. It's just still not the best place for him to be. Outside, he's so much more effective.
Joppy almost left hooked the referee.
Actually, I thought he was going to sneak Duran shot.
Yeah, they had bumped heads, and he said, let's not bump heads. He almost thought it was ready to start fighting.
There's that quick, accurate jab by William Joppy that has been so effective over the years. And now Duran's tasting it.
I think the uppercut's what's killing Duran right here. The uppercut is continuous. Every round is landing.
6 uppercuts this round alone have connected.
There's a nice uppercut of Roberto Duran with a left hook to follow. But see, as Freddie talked about a minute ago, they're not punches and bunches. They're 2 and 3 at a time maximum.
Oh, a wicked left hook by William Joppy to the face of Duran.
And tattooing Duran with punches. He goes to the body, and all of a sudden the head is wide open.
There's another left hook by Joppy. He's showing just about the entire arsenal here. Uppercuts, jabs, hooks. There's a left hook that staggers Duran momentarily.
Yeah, well, you can see the gas just going out of Duran. He's old. He can't take this kind of punishment.
And he can't take this kind of pace at this age.
I know that the punishment of the pace, Bobby. That's the answer right there. Can't do it. Every time you see an old boxer go, guy said that. With my experience, I'll neutralize. You can't neutralize reflexes. The name of boxing is reflexes.
Suck it in. Can't you see your jab was working? Just keep working the jab, okay? It's working. Bridge it. You just stick with it. My butt. Bridge it. Give me a bit. Hey. Come on, my mouth. With the grease. Get grease on it.
Let's take a look at these punches, clubbing left hand that Joppy just puts in there. You see, look at Roberto just fall over. I mean, he can't even keep his balance. That was a hard punch. That it landed a little bit lower, it could have been to the end of the fight. He is just tattooing Duran.
Again, Joppy standing between rounds. Duran just trying to get as much rest as humanly possible. Begins with Duran on the attack. The crowd rising to the occasion every time Duran even shows a semblance of anything. Of course, as we said, he's the sentimental favorite.
Not to mention a lot of Hispanics in the crowd.
Well, I never thought I'd see a fighter come back from that no mas disgrace the way he did, but he did. He's captured the hearts of everybody in boxing. Whether it's Latino or white, American or white or whatever, they all love Robert Duran.
And we can even hear you getting choked up as you say that.
Yeah, I saw him a lot of times.
You know, it's so heartbreaking for me as a fighter, a former fighter, to sit here and watch a fighter who in his heyday at 135 may have been the best we've ever seen of any weight, to force himself and just have to fight at this level and not be able to function.
Unfortunately, that's a function of great fighters. They don't know when they're over. I saw it happen to Joe Louis. I saw it happen to Sugar Ray Robinson, and the greatest of all, Muhammad Ali. I saw it happen to him too close.
There's that beautiful jab, doubling up by William Joppy, peppering to the face of Duran.
The youthful speed. Duran is determined, though. He is keeping the pressure on himself, forcing the fight, forcing the pace, trying to stay inside, but Joppy's just too quick, too accurate.
Right cross and a left combination by Joppy to the head of... There's the left jab again by Joppy. Oh, what a right hand, and that staggers Duran. Joppy jumps on Duran now, trying to end it here in the third.
I'm sure this referee wants his going to stop this. He's going to stop this if it continues.
A defenseless Duran taking it.
What's Cortez waiting for? What's Cortez waiting for?
Look at this pressure by Joppy. Joe Cortez watching.
What's he watching? There's been nothing back from Duran. Nothing. He's just taking it like a heavy bag.
Again, Roberto Duran refusing to buckle underneath that assault by William Joppy, who just continues upstairs. That's it. Oh, what a right hand by Joppy to the head of Duran.
And even as hurt as he is 2 or 3 times, Duran just put his hands down, and there Joppy, they hit him again.
Joe Cortez apparently giving Roberto Duran every chance because of his legendary status.
Unfortunately, it doesn't give his brain every chance, and that's what we're talking about here. Permanent damage. He should not allow this to continue.
Oh, a straight right hand by Joppy that rocks Duran. Duran again in all kinds of trouble. No defense whatsoever.
I think it's just about to be stopped. Joe Cortez has seen enough.
Duran's getting destroyed. And finally, Joe Cortez has stopped the fight.
What a miserable performance by Joe Cortez. What a miserable performance by a referee who knows he's got a legend in front of him who has no chance to win, who's taking a big shellacking. That was not necessary.
Unofficially 2:54 of round 3. The end for Duran. And William Joppy, still the WBA middleweight champion, and he does it in most convincing fashion as he goes over to console Duran.
And we never learn in boxing.
Well, Joppy did what he set out to do, win decisively.
Joppy did what he should have done. He was in there to win. There was nothing wrong with what Joppy did. What was wrong was letting it go that long by Cortez.
Well, let's take a look.
All right, let's take a look when Duran first got in trouble. Although when he first got in trouble was when he signed his contract. But here you go. You're watching the pinpoint accuracy. That right hand right there. Now watch the action. See arms, everything goes in Duran. You can see that he was short-circuited there. His whole brain said, whoops, I'm over. And now comes the onslaught. And this non-stop onslaught that remained for the rest of the round was totally unnecessary. This fight was over right here. We'll go to the end of this, and look at that. I mean, there's no reason. There's no reason to allow a man who's got his hands down to continue. I mean, Roberto Duran doesn't deserve this kind of mayhem. Let's go to the end of the fight with Bobby.
And in his prime, Roberto Duran laughs at most of these shots, but here he can't even put his hands up. Look, he doesn't have his mental faculties. Right hand after left hook and uppercut. They're just so clean. And some of the shots aren't even that big, but Duran is 47 years old. 30 years of taking beatings. I don't care who you are, how tough you are, what you're made out of. This is not supposed to be. It's just too long. It's just too much.
And unfortunately, he'll pay the price later on in life, as they all do, and that's what I regret.
Well, for Roberto Duran, we can only hope that we've heard the words uno mas for the last time. Perhaps finally he will move on with his life while he's still in one piece and hang up the gloves, but probably not. He told us he wants to fight one more year, no matter what happened here tonight.